which is live now, by the way.
I like it. I set it up a little different. Let's see how this works.
Yeah. right, good morning, everyone. We're going to get started in about 1 minute, so if you can grab some last minute coffee, donuts, fruit, all the good stuff up here, and grab a seat. And we're going to get started with today's meeting.
Good morning, my name is Andy Quinn, and my company is KMBG and we do solutions for PTSD.
Good morning, my name is Marisol Starr. I am the founder of a charity called Star Wellness Collective, where we are offering fitness, nutrition, and lifelong skills to teenagers.
Good morning, my name is Nicole Calderon. I am the new owner of Star Fits, recently purchased from Marisol and Scott Star. We are a fitness facility about 2 blocks, catty corner to the post office over here. We do group functional fitness classes. Good morning. Thank you everyone for being, okay, yes, functional fitness and nutrition. Welcome.
Good morning, my name is Tara Baird. I'm the branch manager at United Southern Bank in our Southeast office. Glad to be here. Roxy brought me here today.
Thank you, Roxy, for bringing me.
My name is Samantha. I'm in the process of opening up Kitty Corner, which is a cat cafe in Eustis.
Other guests?
Hi, good morning, everybody. A lot of familiar faces here. Glad to be here. This is my first kind of meeting with Million Cups. My name is Emmer with Urban Young Insurance. And we focus on personal lines insurance, home, auto. And we basically created the entire process around the home buying process. Nice to meet everybody.
Morning, everyone. Rob Warren with Loan Depot, branch manager covering this area. We do residential mortgages for purchases and refinancing. I also see a lot of familiar faces in here.
You can run, but you can't hide. Good morning, everybody. I'm Angela Shepard, and I'm with First International Title here in Eustis.
Who else? Do we have other guests?
Good morning, everyone. Ramiro Herrera. I'm an HR human resources consultant with a special focus on people and culture. I help struggling nonprofits and small business get on their feet, impact their workforce, and make a difference. Thank you.
Any other guests? I think our guests need a round of applause. Let's give them a round of applause. Well, thank you all for coming today. So this is our Wednesday meeting of A Million Cups. You can find us online. If you scan the QR code, you'll come to our website. Did everybody check in? Okay. If you didn't, scan that QR code and check in, because we like to keep track of how many people we've got and how we're growing. Our Wi-Fi information's up there on the lower right of the screen. So, during the program today, if you can refrain from side conversations, if you can mute your phone, we are filming live on Facebook. We are. It's back there. Okay, the camera's usually up. So we are on Facebook. So if you want to text your friends, family, your enemies, anybody you want, invite them to follow us on Facebook. And they can ask questions too. And Delaney, I think you're managing that. So they can ask questions and participate even though they're not here. So I'm going to turn it over to George, the owner of Mega Workplace. Thank you to our host this morning. If you want to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mega Workplace. We envision this place to be a hub for all of Lake County's entrepreneurial interaction and growth. And we're thankful for the support that we've gotten from both the city and the county. If it wasn't for that, this wouldn't happen. I'd like to take a second. Jermaine, where's Jermaine? Jermaine from Lake County, and Commissioner Nan Cobb from the city of Eustis, who was a huge driving force. Unfortunately, she's trying to leave us to go run for the state, so we will dearly miss her. Also, Ray, where's Ray from Lead? Lead is the one who actually got Million Cups to come here. Ray went off on his own and hard work and got us our own chapter here in Lake County, the first one to be here.
What does LEAD stand for?
What does LEAD stand for? Lake Economic Area Development. Great. Commissioner Hawkins, where's Willie? He's making big deals in the back room there. Is he not here? All right. Any other elected official or anybody I missed? Welcome. We're here to try to collaborate and bring people together. We have office spaces in here as well. We have this meeting room that gets rented out quite a bit for special events or just meetings. We had a great group, Sunday Pool was here for several days. What a great group of people, and they had their sales motivational timer. But thank you for being here. Tell your friends, bring friends in here. There's a lot of great free services. We have SBDC, which is a county paid for state, where you can sit down, meet with somebody, go over your finances, go over everything. It's all free of charge, and they help you. Got a CPA. So there's a lot of great things that go on here. A bunch more I won't bore you with, but this is your hub. When you need help, come in. The door is always open. Thank you.
Great, thanks, George. So we have a couple of sponsors. We have Foxtail Coffee. They've supplied us with the coffee. And eXp Realty. Randy, thank you very much for supplying the and Brittany. Oh, okay. I thought there was a body sitting there. So thank you for supplying the food. So we've already talked about who's first-time attendees, and so I'm a little ahead of myself. I enjoy meeting new people, so I was really excited to see all the new people in the room this morning. So what is 1MC? 1 Million Cups. It's presenters, not pitches, and it's connections, not networking. However, I do encourage, after you meet people here, go meet for coffee. lunch, go have a snack, something. Go get to meet each other, because that's how you're going to build your relationship. And you never know who they know that might refer people to you. It might just help you out with your business. So we're going to have some giveaways. We have some nice swag up here. And I really like these. Pam's dad, stand up for a second, wave your hand. He made these, okay? So these are really cool posters. So we'll pull a business card. Did everybody put their name, their card in the fishbowl? If you didn't, please do so. Did everybody do it? There's only a couple cards in there. Did everybody, are there more there? Is it an optical illusion? Okay, because people don't want to win prizes today. Okay, that's all right. All right, so don't forget to put that in before we do the drawing. So if you have a business idea, so it is free to present, just like it's free to come. So we've had a lot of presenters. Raise your hand if you have presented. Look at all the presenters we've had. And has it helped you? Yeah, okay. So if you've got an idea, or you're thinking of, I want to expand my products or services, or I'm thinking of owning a business, like you should present. We got any cat lovers in the room? There's got to be more than that. Okay, all right, they're just hiding this morning. But bring your ideas. We'd love to hear and help you. So these are what keeps you up at night too. If you're an established business and you've got this problem, bring it to us. We'd love to help you. This room is full of creativity. So we'd love to give you ideas on how to solve your problems. So you can connect with us online. These are all of our social media places. So the question of the day, this is a fun part. What strategies do you find most effective for managing ongoing financial upkeep in your business? So get a piece of paper out, because you're going to want to write down some of these ideas. Yes, take your papers out, or get your phone and take some notes. So who wants to be the first to answer this question? You got a microphone coming here?
Hire a bookkeeper sooner rather than later.
Hire a bookkeeper sooner than later, yes. And I think the bookkeeper across the table from you would attest to that.
Yes.
Okay, who else? Oh, and you're a bookkeeper too, I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got two bookkeepers, so if you need bookkeeping help, please go see them. Who else? There's got to be more answers. Yes.
Setting the right KPIs, right? And ensuring that you're tracking them on a monthly basis.
Okay, setting the right KPIs and tracking them on a monthly basis. Do you have ideas on how to track, like tools that you use?
So, templates in Excel, obviously software is the best option, right? Automating those processes, but keeping it, I guess, simple, a good Excel template.
Okay, great. And if you don't know Excel, you can see the ladies in the back, because I'm sure the bookkeepers can help you with the Excel. Just saying. Yes.
I would say know the difference between your personal expenses and your business expenses. It's going to be key.
So you mean like if I want to go to Disney, I can't pull the $1,000 out of my business and say I'm entertaining, even though it's my family?
So there's a thin line. Yes, you can if you're taking your business partner and you're having a business meeting at Disney.
Good clarification. Note that, everybody. Oh, hang on 1 second.
If your business partner is your wife, if your business partner is your spouse, does that qualify?
Absolutely. As a business, you should be holding what's called business meetings with your business partner, even if it's pillow talking.
Which is
Yeah.
perfect.
So take notes on the napkin minus the ketchup and mustard seed, is what you're saying.
But don't forget to document your meeting.
Yes.
And put it in your business records.
And get rid of the ketchup and mustard stain from the napkin at the theme park where you took your notes.
One of the other things that's important as a bookkeeper to tell people is meals. You know, if you came to this meeting and then you leave and have breakfast by yourself, you cannot write off that meal. But if you take Michelle and you go to breakfast and she's a potential client or a client, then you can write off that meal at 50%. So there are important things to know about that kind of thing.
Good tips, thank you. Michelle's available for breakfast or lunch. Go see her. Okay, we got some other tips. Who else? Oh, we got some right here.
As as you're building out your products and services, make sure you have a foundational understanding of your costs and you're applying appropriate markup and profit margin. You cannot sell your way to profitability if you're selling an unprofitable service, and your time is valuable. Do not forget your time when calculating your costs. Even as a business owner, your time is still valuable. It's even more valuable than your employees. So if you're working, providing a service, make sure you're accounting for your costs in that.
Any software you recommend to help people? Any organizational?
So it really depends on industry. So using a PSA, a professional services automation tool, or some kind of business management tool. QuickBooks works for some companies. We're an IT company, and so we use a professional services automation tool to track all of our time and expenses. Even use a spreadsheet. I do a lot of my quoting and building my initial profitability off of spreadsheets because they're easy to manipulate. But find a tool, stick with it, keep it consistent, and put in the work to set it up properly. Don't take shortcuts.
Yep, thank you. Who else?
Me.
Oh yes, John. John's got a good one.
If you don't know what a balance sheet is, find out. If you don't have one, get one. If you have one, balance it every month.
Very good. Thanks, John. And then set it up over here. John, see, all the accounting and financial people are right there. Those three people, they hang together. Okay, how about this side of the room? I don't think there's any CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers over there. Yes.
So I have to set aside the time every week when I get in and reconcile everything to make sure that the checks that I got are posted correctly, and usually at a time when phones aren't ringing. And I can't believe you missed this, but Zoho does have a thing for time management.
I just didn't get three. I was waiting to hear. Give it to Blake because Blake.
So I like the idea of Grant Cardone, who's got my money. So when you want to buy something, trying to figure out, this might not be the best strategy, but it can work sometimes.
Thank you. Pete, did you have one?
No.
No, okay. Anybody else? Oh, yes.
Adjust and align your mindset to where you want to go.
That's a lot of, once you accomplish that, I think it's all open road from there, right?
Afterwards, we'll move to eliminate.
Yes. Those blocks. Okay, anybody else? And Zoho. So Zoho is a CRM that I like to use. And Bruce, thank you, Bruce. I didn't want to say I couldn't remember her name, but I couldn't remember her name. So Bruce and I use Zoho. It's a CRM. We really like it. And there's a lot of management tools in there, a lot. And the toolkit is huge. And there's a lot of help for that, free help that they'll give you through tech support. So that would be a tool to help you with the financial side and pretty much all facets of your business. So great. Well, thank you for the ideas this morning. So today the presentation, we're going to have Blake present, right? You're presenting. Yes, he's all ready. And he's going to give a 6-minute presentation, and we're going to follow up with 20 minutes of ideas for him. So keep in mind, keep your ideas short because we want to have everybody have a chance to speak. And if you've got a really, really long idea, get with Blake afterwards, okay? Just saying, put it out. Okay. Sorry, Blake, you are up right now. Introducing Blake with KMBG Accounting. Let's give Blake a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Blake Cromartie. I am with KMBG Accounting. We're a new accounting group in the Eustis area. We're still about 45 weeks out from taking on clients. And before I get into all the services we provide, I'll begin by telling you a bit about myself. Alright, so this image on the screen is a picture of Wilmington, North Carolina. That's where I'm from. That's the Memorial Bridge. A little bit about me growing up. I was big into sports. So the two sports I played were both football and boxing. And both of those sports help create discipline. Because if you mess up, you pay the price for it. You move the wrong way, you throw the wrong punch, you get hit back. So that helped me create discipline in my life. And that's why I'm the person I am today. Why accounting? I don't know if I chose accounting or if accounting chose me. So my first first interaction with accounting was I had my first job. I was working for Arby's in my town in Wilmington, North Carolina. I finished the year, I worked, and I was like, great, I get to file a tax return this year. And I heard everyone talking about, tax refunds. So, it's my turn this year. So I go in the HR block, I have my social security card, my W-2, I hand it to the tax preparer. Maybe 15 minutes go by. They show me the tax form. They go, like, you were supposed to get back this amount, this is how much you overpaid, and then this is the tax preparation fee, and this is what you get back. And that tax preparation fee was healthy, like, it was pretty expensive. And I was like, man, I felt like just a number to them. Like, all right, next. They had other people in the office, like, next. And I thought to myself, I could do this, like, but I want to really create that experience. Like, when you go to Disney, like, you don't care about the price. Like, you care about the experience. Like, your kids remember that for life. And, like, that's what I want to bring to the accounting field and bookkeeping. Like, I want my clients to be excited to pay that tax bill.
He is a dreamer.
I want them to come months early, like, Blake, we're excited, we're ready to get with you, and they just love me so much. And what made me move to Eustis is accounting brought me here again. So from there, I went on to college. I started in community college. I did 2 years at Cape Fear Community College, which is local to Wilmington. From there, I went on to the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, concentration in accounting. From there, I did pretty good. So a few of the professors decided, they were like, Blake, you should stay for one more year, get a master's in accounting. Big firms gonna come by, they're gonna recruit, and you'll have like a real shot at being hired by one of these large accounting firms. So I did a good job there, and now I work for a large company called Deloitte. I'm an auditor for Deloitte & Touche, which is one of the big 4 accounting firms. And a few questions that I would like you all to keep in mind while I go through this presentation would be, what marketing approach would you recommend for attaining clients within the first year of business? And then the next question that I'd like for you to keep in mind is how to sell KMBG Accounting in 30 seconds. I don't want to sell the company yet because I don't have any clients, but I know I'll be out talking to a bunch of people and I want to like really get it to them within 30 seconds, and I want them to be ready to come work with me. All right, what made me decide to start KMBG Accounting? Running out of tomorrows is a quote that I started maybe a few months ago. I was working during the busy season, and we do a to-do list. Like every day, you go through your to-do list. The following day, what did you complete? What did you not complete? Why did you not complete it? And every day, most of the time I got like what I need to get done. And if I did not, I would tell myself at the end of the night, hey Blake, you're running out of tomorrows. Like this is coming to an end soon because we have like a deadline that we have to meet. So I always tell myself, you're running out of tomorrow. So from there, either I'll work later that night, maybe it's 1 o'clock, maybe it's 2 o'clock, or I'll put it on the to-do list for tomorrow. Morris Catino, this is actually the name of my best friend. He's been my friend since I was 12 years old. I actually decided to go ahead and stop, putting it off. My friend was a victim of a shooting about a month ago. He was shot 5 times. He was in critical condition. He was in a coma for about a week, and now he's paralyzed from the waist down. So my goal with KMBG Accounting is to gain clients, and I'm going to put him on my payroll because he'll be disabled for the rest of his life. And that leads to my next point, legacy. From that happening to him, that made me decide, what about my legacy? If something was happening to me, how would I want people to remember me? Maybe hardworking, maybe a good friend. I was like, hey, how can I quantify that? How can I leave it there so people can know, like, that's what he was. He was a good friend and a hard worker. Maybe I can start an accounting firm, name it KMBG Accounting, build it from the ground up, and put my best friend on my payroll and help him for the rest of his life. All right, the services offered by KMBG Accounting, of course, we do bookkeeping, tax preparation, payroll, and business analytics and cost analysis. So this image here is like a great
illustration of business analytics. It's when you take the numbers and then you actually make a picture out of it, and it's more easily interpreted that way. So instead of you saying, oh, you had 30% growth in sales or revenue, you get to actually see it. Maybe like a line graph would help out more for like certain analysis, you know. But that's very important. And then also we do cost analysis. So like the guy was mentioning earlier, you know, you have to know your product, have that gross margin, and it's good to run that like later on in the business. Maybe you started out and your price was cheap, and then COVID happened. Now expenses are higher, so you need to run that cost analysis on those products and make sure you're charging the correct price. You know, your revenues have increased, but like your cash hasn't. You know why? You know that's why you need the cost analysis and business analytics right there. Like why? Because like the cash cycle is now extended because you get credit to like your customers that you have for 7 years. You still have the revenue, but now you don't have the cash to pay your bills. What makes KMBG different? The sense of urgency. We know that we're running out tomorrow, so we're trying to get it done now. Know the client. Not only do you need to know the industry, but actually know the client. You know, like great if I know about construction, but I need to actually know you. You have a different business cycle or different transactions. You have acquisitions, disposals, data analytics. We went over that in the last slide, and we go beyond the balance sheet. Like the guy said in the back, you know, get your balance sheet, know it. We're gonna go beyond that. We're gonna get your income statement, your cash flows, everything along those lines. The target market for our business is gonna be new business owners, sole proprietorships. We want to try to get those turned to LLCs. Business owners searching for new accountants or bookkeepers. Also W-2 employees. Can't leave those guys out. What keeps me up at night? Marketing. Pricing. I want to make sure that I'm pricing my services at the correct price. And then the competition. And then again, those are the questions that I had at the beginning of the presentation. What marketing approach would you recommend for obtaining clients within the first year? And how to sell KMBG Accounting in 30 seconds. Thank you.
Great presentation. So if we can go ahead, and we've got microphone passers here that hold the mic up and go ahead and ask your questions. And again, if you're a little bit long-winded, if you can condense it, just because we want to now allow enough people to give some feedback. So go ahead.
Okay, so on the marketing approach, I think serve, not sell. So the more you can put out to help people want to be attracted to your services, that's how I run my business, and I feel like that's how I get repeat business. That's how I get people to come to me. So even if it's putting out little videos on Facebook, whatever social media sites, or meeting with a customer to help them, you know, learn more about their business, eventually that business will come to you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm over here too as well. Something I was thinking about as we were going through, as speaking to the marketing point again, is maybe you decide who you really want to target for your first few years, because you're talking about wanting to be like the Disney World of accounting and how you want to have this great experience for people. But I think that's going to be really difficult to do if you're trying to focus on everyone. So maybe you decide, I want to be like the Disney World of businesses, and decide what you can do to make that experience really seamless for everyone, even if you're like me and you're not a numbers person at all, as opposed to trying to get those W-2 employees and the businesses and so on and so forth. Because I think it's going to be really tricky to do that all across the board at first.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so in your marketing tactics, I would add, in a time where things become more automated, your why, helping your friend out, and you can bring that into it and connect with people, and that's really helpful.
I'm just curious, what does KMBG stand for?
Okay, so I have 3 kids. One of them named Kaden, and then his middle name is Blake, so Kaden Blake. My daughter her middle name is Marie, and then my other son, his middle name is Gianni. So.
For a marketing approach, one thing that came to mind for me was that you're targeting new businesses. I'm not sure where you get it, but I know there's a list you can get of all new businesses that opened up. A postcard marketing would be something I would think about to do for that. Put your face on it. Your genuine smile shows that you're not maybe a stuffy CPA like people would expect. And I think that would open up a lot of doors for you. A lot of these new businesses don't really even need a CPA. So in that marketing, obviously you're going to mention in your selling why you think they need you. You know, what you can do for them to take stuff off of their plate. Because they don't know how overwhelmed they're going to be until they get started.
Okay, thank you. So, as somebody who does marketing for a living, if there was one right answer in marketing, we'd all just do that. There isn't. So you have to actually try all the different avenues. But I would say for your business, like a big billboard that just says accounting firm isn't going to do it. Because there's a million of those. So you've got to pick the marketing avenues that let you sell you, that let you tell your story, which is why someone's going to pick you over any other accounting firm. It's got to be you and what makes your story different. So pick marketing avenues that let you do that.
Thanks.
So you said you're looking to make sure you don't run out of clients. I would put that as your potential pitch to your clients. So you're looking for clients who don't want to run out of clients. And that's what you're doing.
So one thing that resonated with me was the data analytics. So I come from a data sales operations background in cybersecurity, and a lot of the responsibilities that I had was around giving my leaders data for them to make intelligent business decisions, right? So, I don't know if you guys know, but former owner of StarFit, and one of the things that lacked from the services that I had with accountants was that data analytics to help me make better business decisions. And so I think that's a key differentiator, at least in my experience with the past 3 or 4 accountants that I've had in the 11 years that I owned the business, the data analytics.
Yeah, I think that's important for like the small business. There's a lot of businesses do data analytics in small businesses.
Okay, I think that you need to put yourself in places where business owners are. So you've done that today, and there's lots of other places, chambers and young professionals. Somebody's probably in here that can talk about that. But if you're where business owners are and you're talking about your why and you're getting to know them, then they're going to want to use you.
Thanks. Greg Sizer with Right Realty Connection. I would narrow it down. I would suggest you working with small businesses, but really emphasizing what that business is and catering to where you can take them to the next level. Because a lot of small businesses don't do that. They don't have a vision of where they want to be. And one of the biggest things is that if you truly want to be a business, your mindset right before you even start anything is you need to be looking at to sell it for a multiple in the future. Otherwise, it's just a hobby or you're supporting a family. So that's something that you could do. But with small businesses, look at their business and see exactly where they're at and help them to scale to the next level. And because with accounting, unfortunately, all the stuff that's happening now is all computerized, and a lot of accountants are going to be out of business. But you can set yourself apart by really focusing on small businesses and really building their businesses.
Thank you.
So, did you say that you're still employed with Deloitte, or you were?
No, I'm still employed with.
You're still employed with Deloitte.
A great presentation. Something that comes to mind, this whole meeting is about connection. That's what we say. Now, just in my opinion and in my story, okay, I've let a lot of financial people go, a lot of bookkeeping firms go, because there tends to be an aspect that people don't listen. Okay, people don't get to know me. They have a system, they have a product, they think it's a one fit all. Okay? 9 years ago, my son was in a car accident and severed his spine. He's paralyzed waist down. I started a company called A Better Life Endeavor. I am
in the company, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you. I'm not paying any attention to your details, your analytics, or your mechanics. They're very important. You got to have them, right? I connected with you immediately, okay? The power is in the story. You want to sell your business, sell your story. People will leave somebody they're comfortable and familiar with that connection with you. Don't ever underestimate that. Like our friend over here said, lots of accountants out there, lots of systems you can do online yourself. I never was the guy who liked to pay the IRS money. So maybe you helped me get happy about not doing that. I see you, right? But seriously, great story. So you sell you and you make that connection with the power of the story. Thank you.
So Blake, a couple thoughts. I love Brandy's idea. You can't call them out by name, but if you tell your H&R Block story, when you said that, I cringed. But you kind of sell that story as a little quick video. But to everyone else's point, I think if you specialize, you want to be the Disney World of accounting. You have to be more than just a number pusher. Say, here's your information, your invoice, have a nice day. You have to sit down with them, analyze their business, and I think help give them suggestions to make their business better. You have to go beyond and do what your competition is not. And as you build on that, people will, by word of mouth, go, you know what my CPA did for me? He did for me what my past one wasn't. And by that, you will build a foundation of communication and referrals because you go above and beyond. You do what your competition is not. You're not just putting numbers in a spreadsheet, giving them the information and billing them.
I totally agree with him. I kind of want to piggyback off the back of that because he covered a lot of what I was going to say. One thing that works for me is always knowing what my profession is. I know nobody knows accounting better than you. You know your profession. And by you knowing your profession, you can figure out little things that what your competition doesn't do for your client. And when you can kind of wrap yourself and your passion around providing those things that you know other accountants may kind of shy away from, because those are the things that your clients are going to be like, we don't want to ask them about this, kind of makes them feel some type of way. When you make people feel comfortable coming to you for the things other guys in your field don't want to do, that's when you kind of set yourself off into your own lane, and people are going to run to you for that because people are always going to spend their money where they're most comfortable.
Thank you.
Hey, Blake. So there are 1,000,001 accountants and bookkeepers, right? So the question here is, how are you setting yourself apart? I do want to give just a little bit of perspective. When you started saying, I want to be the Disney World of your field, immediately my mind went, well, then I can't take it seriously. So be careful about that. I understand where you went with that after you explained it. But I'm just saying, for if that's all you're going to throw out there, just be careful of that. What I see in you is that you have heart. Now, I can't say that about every bookkeeper and accountant that I've ever met in my life, but that shines through. And here's when I realized it, what you were talking about, your best friend. I don't know if you heard it. Everyone in the room went, like that was where everybody kind of let their guard down and let you in. So if you can get in front of people who potentially need your service or know someone who needs your service, which is pretty much just about everybody who's over the age of 18, right? Then I think that you have a better opportunity to share the you that everybody's talking about, not your business, but the you, which will lead to business for you. So I'm thinking things like those one-day conferences, you see them. I mean, there's always flyers out here. So I would think about your best referral partners, right? Who is someone that you can refer other people to, and that they would refer you to, and then get together and come up with a plan to have like a little one-day mini conference where you guys can talk about your individual things that people would want to come to and learn from you. And that's when you get to share you.
Okay, thanks.
So it's been touched on a couple of times, but I want to dig into it a little deeper, is your target client profile. And so being very focused on who you want to work with and who you can best serve, not just all small businesses. If you want to be the Disney World of your field and provide that value, Disney knows exactly who their target market is, and that's who they market, and all of the products they create are intertwined to serve that target market. And a target market isn't necessarily CPAs or small businesses. It can be a vertical that is businesses that offer either similar services, similar sizes, similar geographic regions, but we get very targeted on who you want to work with. And then with your marketing, focus your marketing dollars on efforts on finding those people. That doesn't mean that you can't work with somebody who's outside of your target market, but when you're spending your resources, your limited resources as a new business, focus those resources on your best potential clients.
Thanks.
So I know people that have different industries and they have different accountants based on what they do. And I know this guy who's an accountant, he deals with real estate. And when it really comes down to it, the business owner wants to pay as little taxes legally as possible. And I oftentimes have to get information for my accountant, which I know I need to change, because she doesn't have the knowledge that other accountants have. And so the niche of who you're working with makes a difference in the man that I'm thinking about, that he goes to seminars and he stands in front of realtors and not realtors, but investors, and basically shares information with how you can have all these write-offs. So for me, the knowledge of what you bring will or can determine who your audience is on some level, because again, we don't like paying the IRS. I mean, we do pay the IRS, but the truth is we want to pay as little as possible and have write-offs. But if we don't know what those write-offs that you do, then you have great value to business owners.
So I can't really give you any specific tips on the marketing aspect, but what I can say, what's worked for me is focusing on the product. If you have a product that's exceptional and is so good, you don't even have to market it, because the client will tell everyone that they know about you. So I would focus on the product before I would even think about marketing it. And so a good quote that I heard that I think really put it in perspective is, you don't want to fill a bucket that has holes in the bottom of it. And so it sounds so obvious, but it's we don't realize sometimes our service might have holes in it. And so you want to be able to retain all of your customers, and then at the same time you want those customers to be getting you more customers. So you want to be the Disney World of accounting, which is awesome, that you're already product oriented. So I would focus more on how you're going to do that, not about the marketing yet. Focus on that part of it.
I don't own a business, so I don't know how important this information might be, but it's been mentioned that you should focus your target audience, and people have given advice on how to focus on small businesses. But if you'd rather focus on individuals, the high schools in this area like to have senior seminars where they bring people in to talk to the seniors about things like banking and how to get a job and things like filing for taxes. So you could do that, and you could find people who are struggling to file with taxes, and studies have shown that Gen Alpha is a little bit less tech savvy than the previous generation. So they may struggle more, they may want more of your services if you're looking for more of that happening.
Okay, thank you.
So Blake, I don't know anything about marketing, but I know what I connect with. And I spoke to you earlier and I felt that connection. But when you did your presentation today, I connected with your story. I think that's your biggest selling aspect of the business. You talk about being and everybody's repeated this, the Disney World of accounting. Well, you're the Mickey Mouse of that Disney World, right? So sell you, they'll come to Disney World.
Thank you.
I'm gonna follow up on what John said. So you're still with Deloitte, right?
Yes.
do they know that you're starting your own business?
No.
Is there a potential jeopardy that if they found out, could that cause issues with your current position?
Possibly, but like norm.
I mean, I don't know if they have an internal program where they help existing employees become entrepreneurs, but and I don't know if John was alluding to this or not, but I think you've got to be careful because you don't want to burn that bridge because they're a big name in the accounting industry. Just be careful is my point.
Do they know you're doing this?
No.
So don't anybody here tell Dwight what's going on. What stays in the room and stays in the room. Okay, Facebook people. Okay, so I have two ideas for you for both of those boxes. So a marketing approach, are you familiar with SCORE, Orlando? And if anybody here in the room, are you familiar with SCORE?
I've heard of SCORE before.
There's an office in Orlando. They do a lot of free webinars and in person. You could find out how to become a SCORE instructor and teach some classes. You could also put on a free talk and go to Eventbrite, and you could do a webinar and put it on Eventbrite. So that's one idea. You could get with banks and see if you can talk to their commercial clients. And then the other one, how to sell it in 30 seconds. So we've all been to networking events, right? Where you have to get up and introduce yourself and you gotta go quick. So you could actually have an envelope with the IRS return address and say, how many of you have gotten this? I help prevent this from ending in your mailbox. And have a prop. Because y'all remember props, right? When people bring stuff. Like Sadie, if you brought your dog treats, I'd remember, oh yeah, she sent dog treats. So you could have with the return address, because that's a statement. Like, we've gotten them, right? I know you're not going to raise your hand, but we've all gotten them. If you haven't, congratulations. But you get it and you go, oh gosh, maybe it's a check. Because sometimes it is. So I've gotten those, I've gotten a refund because I overpaid something. But just the envelope itself with the return address, I prevent this from coming in your mailbox.
I like it.
You know? Okay, that's my idea. Okay, who else?
So some of this may be piggybacking on a few other concepts, but I just want to simplify it. What I have found that's worked throughout the years of being in corporate business is building your culture. So as you grow, you need to hire people, and recruiting is probably one of the most challenging things as a new business is finding the right talent, retaining that talent, and although people look for income and a salary, they ultimately stay because of the culture of a business. Your culture is also what you're selling to your clients. So deciding what your culture will be is going to be a key part of marketing yourself, your business, your product. On the marketing side, I piggyback on everyone here saying, find your niche. You can't be everything to everybody. It's too challenging and it's exhausting. And then I'll piggyback on the Grant Cardone. Who has your money? Now, I love marketing to new businesses, but very new businesses may not have the budget for your services. So what is that right market of a newer business? Maybe they're 2 or 3 years in and they're not 2 months in. They're gonna have your money. That's who you wanna target, right? And people with a W-2, looking to file their taxes, they're looking to spend as little money and get a refund. They don't want to pay for the service in most cases. So are they have your money? Maybe not. Who has your money? Piggybacking on someone over here is find the needs-based selling approach. I think it was you saying be a provider, an educator, a service, right? You're learning, you're training them. Needs-based selling is asking a lot of questions, 3rd, 4th, 5th level questions. The more you understand their need, you can fill it with your product. If you try to sell too soon, meaning ask 1, 2 questions about their business and their need, you're not going to connect. When you get to the 5th, 6th, 7th question in a business conversation, now you understand their need is not really what they told you in the beginning. That's a surface level, a smoke screen. There's more below the surface that you really get into what is their true need, how can you fill that for them. Now they've just given you all the answers to how to sell yourself is they told you what they needed. You know your product really well and your services, and you sell it back to them in that way.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go counterpoint to Nicole. Because in our industry, I know a lot of people, we're in real estate, I have realtors, lenders. I know a lot of people, it's like, I won't work with anybody that is a loan under $100,000 or $150,000. I won't sell a home that's under 250, or I won't work with anybody that's going to be under this level.
That's not me, by the way.
That was a direct commercial for you, right? But kind of to counterpoint Nicole's, and I understand what you're saying, because you're competing on established businesses, you're competing with established CPAs. Maybe you have a scalable cost for newer businesses to help them get up and running. Again, separate yourself from your competition. There's probably a lot of CPAs that won't work with newer businesses because they may look at it going, yeah, this could be a 6 to 9 month customer. They may be out of business and I'm out of income. But if you do what they won't, that's a long-term customer. And again, they're going to talk, you're doing what your competition isn't.
So I would just say time constraints with those lines.
Right, with limits.
Kind of piggybacking on what she said, you don't know what you don't know. So coming in as a new business, I did not realize all the write-offs that were there. And when I first met with my CPA that I had been using for many years, she taught me some things. Then I moved on to a new one because she retired. And she taught me some things. And I stuck with her because she taught me things. Well, now I'm with another one, she retired. With another one, he's on the back end of retiring. So he has brought my business to another level. So I'm sticking with these people because they are teaching me how to make my business better, to grow my business, to be in the right position. So maybe you don't know what you don't know. So when you're meeting people and talking to them about their business, maybe you should say, do you know that you can do this? Do you know? Because that would immediately go, no, I didn't know I could do that. When can we meet? Because I think I need to sit down with you because I'm leaving money on the table.
And piggybacking off of that too, I think there's a way to maybe combine both of the approaches because you don't necessarily want to get into also like a volume business when you're starting out. But speaking of what other people were saying, maybe having that educational component for newer businesses to kind of not maybe have to spend as much time on them, like having maybe seminars that people are talking about would be a good way to combine both of those.
I think Greg will be our last one, and if you just because we're paying attention to time, if you have others, come see him afterwards. So go ahead, Greg.
I'd like to piggyback on Jim. One of the things I do is even if they can't afford it, 100,000, whatever, I've had a client where I've worked with them for over a year and a half, and they've gotten to the point now. I've showed them what to do, get their credit better, and work on the basic accounting of the balance sheet and everything. And we've finally gotten to where we're going to be looking for a home in the near future. But what that's done for me, over a year and a half working with this person, they've given me other leads of people that are business owners. So it's a big thing. It's like, just think about who you are, how you want to be treated. And trust me when I tell you, there's a lot of people that don't have a lot of money, but they know people that do. And when you help them, they will lead you to the big sharks.
So the last question, because we're all here to help you and want you to succeed at your business, what can we as a community do for you that will help you to get to where you want to be in the new business?
I think just if they just continue to bring in great speakers and presenters. Like I've learned a lot since I've been here for like the last 3 weeks. And then everyone in the audience is asking great questions. So just that alone is just helping me.
Great. Okay, great. Thank you very much. So do we have any community announcements? I see Marie. Okay, Marie, do you want to start us off?
Exciting news. I told you about the Incubator EDU program that's in some of our schools. They have their
They had their competition yesterday in Claremont, and I am very proud and very excited to tell you that the first place winner was from Eustis High School. And Ella Ashcraft, she didn't have a team. She was herself and presented. and beat out schools that have been doing it longer than Eustis has. So it was very exciting, invigorating. You know, I'm looking at other people and they're like, well, I'm going to give you my ticket because I can't let my kids see me vote for her. And I said, okay, not a problem. So we made it work. She will be presenting her product at our next monthly meeting in May 1st. You all are welcome to come, members or not. But leading into that, new members, we have a new member incentive. If you've never been a chamber member before with us, we have an incentive. So please come see me. And May is National Small Business Month. And we want to thank you and show our appreciation for you because you do make the world go round, really. A new member, I'm excited finally. Taste of Brazil is open in the old back then. It's a soft opening, but we are doing a VIP night with them Friday night for a couple hours. But they are open now. They were open last night. I stopped in and spoke with them. New member incentive. This weekend's shootout, drag boat race shootout will be held in Farron Park, right in front. If you have a boat, come out and watch. If you don't, just come downtown, come into the park. We will have our libation station open also, which is our fundraiser. And if you're interested and you want an opportunity to meet people, this is the best place to meet people. You sit there, you sell some sodas, you sell a little libations, and you connect with people. These are people, some of them from our community, so you make those connections, and you have to go out of your way sometimes. So if you're interested in volunteering, please come see me for that also.
Great, thanks, Maureen.
Hi, I'm sorry, good morning everyone. Just wanted to quickly piggyback. She mentioned about the Incubator EDU program. It's an amazing program that Lake County Schools started 4 years ago. Now, the one part that I think that I'm going to stand here and challenge the business community is first place prize was $300. And that sounds great, but having participated in other pitch competitions to our neighbors to the north in Marion County, their first prize was $5,000. And so I think as a business community, perhaps, and again, we've got a year to think about it, but I think as Million Cups, perhaps we can do something to get the word out, perhaps something for Million Cups. I just think that, that program is so instrumental to not only what Million Cups is doing, but a lot of the economic development, entrepreneurism that's going on in Lake County, because now the mindset is getting into kids in high school and earlier. And I think that's the most important part is, as I mentioned, the people who've been here before, I was that kid that was straight-laced and I didn't want to make a mistake. And it's like now as an entrepreneur, that mindset is, let's try something. Let's see if it works. If it fails, and I can do something else. So that kind of mindset I think is very important. And the way that, I'm going to get off my soapbox soon, but as schools are just kind of structured and the way to think and things like that, I think that entrepreneurial part is very important.
They sent the call out for prize money, and the Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce is the ones that ponied up for that. So we believe in these young people. We believe in this program. And please become involved. You might see some of the students here this summer, and also some of the teachers. So get involved.
John's hiding.
Yes, I see a lot of new faces today, so that's awesome. My office is downstairs, work with SBDC. And for those of you who are here before, we started a new program called CEO Exchange, which is second-level companies that have at least $800,000 in sales for employees that have been in business for and are interested in growing. Just to give you an idea of the caliber of the program, yesterday our guest speaker was the CEO of the largest building supply company in the state of Florida. So if any of you qualify, I have 2 spots left. And now it's not.
John, what does SBDC stand for?
Small Business Development Center.
We provide no cost consulting for any business that needs it, startup, mature, expanding, provide assistance in international trade, website analysis. I'm a CPA, I also do taxes, and I'm a QuickBooks certified pro advisor. So Where's your office, John?
Brothers Divorce Recovery Coach. And tomorrow I am having a workshop in Tavares at the TRA room at 100 East Caroline Street. The workshop is for women who are currently going through divorce or are divorced already. And we're focusing on the emotional health, the physical health, or the health and wellness, and the financial health. These were three pieces that were very challenging for me when I went through divorce. I have John Erst, he comes here as well. He's Jesse Erst. He comes here as well. He's Erst Financial. He's going to be doing the financial piece, helping them to actually create a budget moving forward. So that's at 9:30 tomorrow morning. They can register. Today is the last day to register at bit.ly/fresh-start workshop. So it's fresh-start workshop. So if you know anybody that needs this workshop, if you could pass that on so they can go ahead and sign up today, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. It's $37. Excuse me, $37 for the first one.
So I'm gonna get on Ray's soapbox because I think that's just a great idea. And just throw a thought out there that maybe we can organize as a 1 Million Cups family. What if we bring in a team? What if we bring in a student that's going to present? We kind of help them do their initial presentation. We build on that. We can bring them back every quarter, every 4 months, so they can do 3 or 4 really defined. And it's not about we want to get them ready to win. It's about showing what this program can do for young entrepreneurs. We all know small businesses run our country. But if we bring that person in and we support them as a 1 Million Cups community, we help build them. We help to refine their presentation so when they go there, they stand out above in their presentation and their skills based on what we've done here as support for them. So just a thought, and maybe something, Ray and I and Pam and Monty, we can all sit down and maybe talk over in time that we can get some volunteer support from the community as well to help put a program like that together. Ray, I think that's a great idea. I love it.
Anybody else? I have 2 announcements before we're done. Anybody else announcements? Pete's got one.
Blake tweaked his presentation at Toastmasters Monday. Our next meeting's May 6th at the Chamber at 5:30. Come on, come on.
Anybody else? Okay, I've got 2. So up on the board there, John and Ray and I will be down in South Lake on Friday with the South Lake Chamber along with Insight Financial Credit Union. So we're putting on a workshop. You're welcome to join us if you just got to register with the QR code. And then Lee is doing an HR summit with Career Source on May 15th. I couldn't see the date. May 15th. So register for both of those. And then I'm going to piggyback because my daughter was one of the presenting teams yesterday. You all have seen Shark Tank? Have you all seen it? That's what it was. The kids got up on stage, and we were all in the audience, and then they had judges. Ray was a judge, and nobody else here was a judge. Okay, there were five judges. So they had to get up and present, and a lot of these kids have never done that before. I've seen the journey because my daughter started working on it at the beginning of the year, and they did the forming, storming, norming, performing. I witnessed the whole thing with the team, and it was downright funny, some of the stuff she was telling me. But they did. They pulled it together and got up to present. And the gal that won it, she was by herself up there, and she did an awesome job. They had to. Some of them brought prototypes too to show. And unfortunately, not high school, the printer. What is it? The 3D printer shut off in the middle of the night, so they couldn't get their model done. Yeah, my daughter's team did a chicken water, an insulated water chicken water. So I mean, they had these real things, so they had to just use PowerPoint and showcase. But my daughter's team, they had typos in their presentation, and I was like. But this is a real deal. The kids are up there presenting. And then one of the teams misspelled Florida. Marine Ray, I don't know if you saw that. And I was like, oh. But it's the real thing. And they're up there. And so the cash prize, I totally agree. If we can come up with something to sweeten the pot for them, because some of these kids do want to take this to the next level and go with it. And these are juniors and seniors in high school. So if you know of a junior or senior in high school at Tavares, Mount Dora, or Eustis, tell them to get involved in this program because it is awesome. And we don't want this program to go away. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Yeah.
Okay, so I was at a CTE committee meeting, and the school board is looking to actually get funding together to turn those businesses into actual businesses.
that room. It made me feel like going really dinosaur. Then it did. So anyway, all right. Well, with that, we will close out the meeting, and thank you all for coming today. And we'll see you next week. And a picture. Bring your one finger up. We're going to pose for a picture. So come right up here in the Thank you.
Pictures in the front.
We can narrow ourselves. We've got seats in the front. So everybody, let's think thin. Okay, right after the picture, we're going to pull for swag. I forgot, so don't leave. Do the job.
If you're up in the picture, you'll have a chance to win 1 million cups swag.
Okay, we're going to draw. We got everybody get their business started. Oh yeah, any
Might stay with it. That's the campaign going. We're about to kick off. Yeah.
Michelle Kruger, where are you? Michelle.